Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you today, and I am showing you how to do the ribs that I got from the slaughterhouse. Literally, I got piles of ribs in front of me, you guys. So I'm going to show you how you can actually do these ribs before you even grill them, you guys. What I recommend is that you actually boil them first. And what the boiling does is just makes them extra tender. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the meat, but we're going to start slicing it into sizes like this. Now, with all of these ribs, of course, naturally it's not going to fit all in this pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two batches, okay? Now, when cutting your ribs, you want to go, basically you want to find each bone and then cut between that section, okay, like so. And it should cut like butter once you do that, okay? That's one right there. And you want to basically do it probably about the size that you would do portions. Now, most people, or some people would do it, you know, one little teeny rib. But rather than have people keep coming back, I'll do at least 3 ribs per, okay? Now, what you want to do is when you get down to this extra bone down here, it may get a little hard to cut, but you just keep working at it. Keep working at it. Now, I'm going to show you what you put in this water. You do not let this water just go and be seasoned, with no seasoning. No. The key is to pack it as much with flavor before you even let it hit the grill, okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to season this water, and then you're going to season it and let that sit overnight. Now, you don't want to boil it to the point it's cooked all the way. What this is basically doing is, again, loosen up the muscle of the meat and also making that tender, making that meat extra tender. Okay, so probably one more piece, and then I'm going to start adding what goes into my mixture. And some will call this a brine, but I don't call it a brine because I am actually boiling it. A brine to me more is something that you are going to use for a marinade. So this is going to become my brine because I can even sit this overnight and sit the ribs down in this overnight and chill it in the refrigerator. So it can become a brine. But regardless of what it's going to become, it is going to be very well seasoned and delicious. Now, in this liquid, you're going to chop 1 onion. You can roughly chop it. This is simply for seasoning, you guys. This is not for, it to be diced up on top of your ribs. No. It's just basically going to be infused into the ribs. So you're going to you're going to roughly cut 1 whole onion. Okay? You're going to dice 1 whole onion. You're going to add several different seasonings. Again, the purpose is to infuse this inside of the meat. So while you're looking, I'm just going to go ahead and roughly chop up and this same brine, you guys, this same liquid, you're just going to basically use this for the next batch. So that's the good thing. You don't have to use this liquid you don't have to make the same liquid over and over again. Once you take the first batch of ribs out, that's right here, that second batch, once I cut it up, I can put it right back down in the same liquid. And that's going to be even more infused because that's going to already be reduced. So you may want to add just a little teeny bit more water and then boil that as well. Again, the purpose is not to cook it, but to boil it so it gets a little tender. Then you're going tomorrow, before your guests come, probably about 3 hours before your guests come, that's when you want to hit it on that grill. All right? Now, all these flavors are going to mesh in there because I'm going to add water to this, okay? So, you're going to add a little bit of garlic. Again, don't forget that this is going to be infused, and you're going to use this for the second batch as well. You're going to use some, I'm using some New Orleans style seafood and chicken seasoning, but you can use it for anything. It's basically like a barbecue seasoning, you guys. So if you have a barbecue seasoning, you can use that as well. For a little bit of heat, you guys, we're also going to use, I'm going to use some crushed red pepper. Not a lot, but I'm going to use some because that's just going to give it a little teeny bit of spice, but not so much that a child can't eat it, okay? So we're going to add some of this. Again, keep in mind that it's going to be diluted with the water. But the purpose is to get the water kicking, to get the water being like a flavorful bath for the ribs. You're going to add some crushed red peppers. That's enough. Now, these are hot cherry peppers, so it's not the pepper flakes. So that amount is actually not a whole bunch. It's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be crazy heat or anything like that. You're going to add just a little bit of Old Bay. Again, it's going to be diluted. And then you're going to add water, probably about, I will cover it till right here. Okay, so I will cover it till about right here. That way when it boils up, you still have a little bit of room. But I will cover it till about right there, and then just keep an eye on it. And then take this first batch out, put it in like a big Tupperware. Then you're going to cut that other couple of slabs up. Do the same thing in the same brine, the same flavorful water. Then put them in the Tupperware again, cover it, put your sauce or whatever you want, marinate it. Put your sauce, add a little bit of Jack Daniels if that's your thing. Whatever you'll get down there for your sauce, add it then. As for me, I won't partake in the ones that have sauce, so I will have a separate Tupperware of just mine seasoned like this. And what I'll do is, once mine comes off the grill, I will add my reduced sugar ketchup and make my own little barbecue sauce, of course carb friendly, because barbecue sauce is not carb friendly, you guys. So mine will be separate, but they will enjoy this. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you got some kind of tips where you can implement this yourself into what you do this summer as far as for your cookout and maybe even Father's Day. So on that note, I love you all. Be blessed.